Hello guys, welcome to
Inspire, Transform and Thrive.
With me Joanna and
Mercy.
Well, today guys, the topic is really intriguing and
interesting.
The topic is evaluating our relationships,
yes.
Or
relationship evaluation.
Exactly. So people take long to detect that hey, this person is not good for me, right?
Oh, there
but
is
how
a problem.
About you're supposed to detect this the first day this person meets you?
Yes, we've realized, or it is true, the statistics are there, the stories are there, that a lot of marriages nowadays are failing. A lot of relationships are not working out. You know, even with reasons that are not known to the very people that are in the relationships. You understand? So we realize that probably let's see what's the biggest contribution to this.
Exactly.
And we thought that relationship evaluation is very important. So let's break it down, starting from the stages. Relationship evaluation actually is supposed to happen in every stage of your relationship, starting from the time when
before even meeting your partner.
From the time you've met your person, maybe you're still in the seeing each other, getting to know each other stages, dating itself, in the relationship itself, in the marriage itself, and until forever. Evaluation needs to take place.
So guys, as you know, relationships happen in stages.
Yeah.
Right? For example, I usually tell my girls that, for example, if you're moving in life, you know, you went to school, you're moving. Along the way, probably at campus, you meet someone. You should be able to evaluate, right, as to whether they should stay or they should go, right?
Every person you meet.
Meet, right? So, now in the relationship kind of sense, right? This person, for example, at the first stages,
courting.
Yes. These people are going to come your way.
Yeah.
And then you just know, I'm not taking this person.
I'm not going anywhere with this one.
Yes, there is no way.
Yeah.
Of course you get, ladies, you know, right?
Yeah.
Like they should be that person. Again, they could joga and be there. No. Yeah. Please leave my sight.
Yes, but you know, before you even do that, there is getting to know yourself and what you want, especially in relationships, because right now I talk about relationships. Now you evaluate yourself, get to know that I am Mercy, I am such a lady, I want a kind of person who is, you know, aimed at maybe marriage, or I just want a situationship, or I just want a fling. I just want, like, get to know what you want. Whatever you want, write it down or get to know. And then get to know yourself as well. Who am I? What am my character? What do I have that maybe attracts other people? What do I have that is bearable? What do I have that is not bearable, you know? Get to know yourself, then get to know what you want, then thereafter. So that means you're evaluating yourself first. Evaluate yourself before you even evaluate the kind of people who are going to come in your life.
Exactly. So that is exactly the first stage someone should take. Like, first evaluate yourself. Manya byoyagala, right? Know what you want in a man. Know who you are. What you take it.
Know what you can take, what you can't take.
Know what
you can stand.
Like me, like for example, there are people who say, me, I'm a Christian. I want a Christian man.
I wouldn't want any other religion.
Me, I am this. I wouldn't want this. Even if the person comes, first stages, you already know it's a no, you know.
Deal breakers.
Yes, and then there are some habits. From day one, I don't need you. For example, people who should text Vanag, like WRU.
Where are you?
It is. I think it is interpreted. Where are you? Personally, in full. Banang.
We have no mercy for you. Anyways, maybe there are people who can tolerate that. it's maybe your deal breaker.
They show immaturity already. Bana testing the immaturity. Bana testing the omuntu ayagala okumalira obudde. For example, if we are looking at people who are dating with intention,
you know,
obere omanyirawo nti kati onagenda kumalira obudde.
Tell you responsible. By the time they don't have the time to type something in full, then will they have the time?
Some things were left in high school. The moment you get into campus, the moment you're talking to individuals who have things to do,
right?
Over which go texting
First of all, we have the ability to read. Even if you send a long text, how have you been? We're able to read it.
It takes a second, a microsecond. But omuntu nomusanga akubuuza oba HWRU.
Okay, there's an example of a deal breaker. I was moving on a border one time, and a border guy told me that nze nina ekintu kyenjagala kankyanonya omukazi. I really made sure that sifuna mukazi atamanyi kuvuga border. Like for him, his requirement, his major requirement was you have to know how to vuga border. Rachi, asked him Rachi. It was also weird to me, but he said, "Nze, this is what I have. Chenyinao. So in case I get any problem, let me say our children have fallen sick, I have gotten an accident, any emergency. What is going to help us? Atogena kugenda oyita omuntu omulala ajja akoleche and anyambe. Instead, you have to know how to save us, because this is what we have right now."
I mean, the way he's limiting himself.
Yeah.
Many women in Uganda don't know how to ride a board.
But I think you got I don't know. Maybe they are there. They are there. We see. I see some women who
so
ride
people, different people tend
have
to
different
their
deal breakers.
Deal breakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
My deal breaker may not be yours.
Exactly.
There are people who cannot tolerate people who have not gone to school, like uneducated. You're uneducated. I don't have any conversation with you. Probably, for whatever reasons, we don't know. Maybe it came from your background, your parents, you know. If you're not educated, I'm sorry, I am. You know, I'm not going to do anything with you. I'm not going to go anywhere with you.
There's even those deal breakers that just happen because of someone's appearance. Go mutu. Ngaze ebintu byete bitegerekeka. Okitegedde
bintu byengaki
sibye balance akaviri waliwo ebyo bannange ndoza you guys understand and then you see someone and then you totally tell yourself Bambi, you're not on my list. So you guys know obukitegera kabere guy for example if it's a guy abera amanyi nti no omukazi ayambala bwati there is no way obukitegera omukazi akunama
yes
omukazi I don't have time for you.
It all comes with what you want. Go yagala omukazi kati sawa zino woba oyagala wife material wosanga omukazi ng'atambudde ayambadde kaleega kokka oyo wife material
segwanoonya
naye woba onoonya that's it. So woba onoonya nga si wife material
waliwo ayiggo
jali waliwo
Kampala we na I mean
they're actually people I've seen for them they're attracted to small things.
Yes.
Nyina gwe nalabe yagamba nti ye ntumbwe yo mukazi kastalaba ku ntumbwe ye that's the end of him. You know. Jesus. So buli omu alina era ebimu attracting era ne deal breakers.
Exactly.
So waliyo ne religion.
Yes.
Well, in a religion, it's actually something very chilinganga wechiri, like already wechiri to chirabanti. Muslim families, most cases, they only want Muslims. And if you find someone who is not a Muslim, they have to convert if they are really interested in going on with the relationship or the marriage or whatever.
So this is evaluation basically at the first stage of Nkusikumanyi.
It's like that doorstep.
Yes. Before you even introduce yourself or before even someone gets to know your name, this is the first evaluation. Nze waliwo byesitakwataganirako naddala nabyo. okitegeera. So why are we saying this?
I remembered one.
Some reasons can really be petty, but people, you never know what people like. Okitegeera. So if you're at that stage, be looking to yourself, weegambe nti nno bane walobye sitakolagana nabyo lwaki, because if you go in a relationship with someone nga from day one waliwo akantu ketwayagala and then you decided kale kankalike oba okitegeera, later on the high chances kagenda kudda
ku manifesting. Yes
naye ate wobanga wakigaana before, because when you get to know people, usually you people omanya omuntu otandika okumanya nti kale despite this is good. Oba okitegeera, naye ate waliwo wekituuka nga that particular habit or whatever it was
which you ignored
kiri unbearable, oba okitegeera, oba kibaletedde ebizibu in your relationship. Naye ate oba wakyegobako from day one nogamba munaye nkwagadde naye ekyamazima oba nga toli bwoti gambe sigenda sobola, oba okitegeera, because you know nawe deep inside, because I've seen relationships where omusajja balina disagreements because over the man has failed to respect the woman until forever. Balituuse ne mu marriage stage naye ng'ekyali kimutawaanya omusajja mukazi teyasoma, oba okitegeera. I know of that relationship. Your couple njimanyi, the man is really wealthy, akoze ne mukazi we, the woman is really prayerful, but for me I realized that omukazi byasinga okugamba, over that it's not even the woman who tells me, but the child, she used to tell me that it was because mama yali teyasoma, and therefore the father yava mu stage yakwana nakkiriza a woman atasoma, nagenda mu relationship nakkiriza, but wotuse mu marriage, then why are you still complaining about it? Oba okitegeera,
I thought you accepted it.
That is why for us we are saying evaluation etandikira kweno stages, so kira where you're still mucha akwana omumanya oba okitegeera at that stage omanye nti no banange ekyamazima no.
I think to know actually the main point here is we tuba tugenda mu relationships in most cases tukola mistake eyokukola decisions based on love. You think that because a man tells you I love you, it's going to wash away kali akantu akwa disrespect. If your deal breaker is disrespect, baku disrespecting, if a man abuses you, let me say nagamba gwe ogenda oba olinga kino oba kyonna you know, if he abuses you but still comes and tells you that he loves you, do not be blinded by the I love you. Do not use love to make your decision. Be sober, because they say love blinds. So do not, make sure that you're sober when making the decision, because this is now something serious. If you're going for something serious, this is something, a lifetime decision. Therefore you need to enter. So we are saying atuna bayingira luji salao kati.
That first stage is really important. Kubanga omaze ozuula munnange mukyala wange ono gwenfunye agambidde nawo my level of education is this. Bane oba osazeewo mwagala, don't hype the thing nga muyongeddeyo mu maaso. Oba okitegeera.
Abakazi abataso wemufunamu ka misunderstanding n'omujjukiza her weakness. Yet she mentioned to you.
Exactly. Kyokka nga ate if you've decided to be, let me tell you something, guys. We are being serious on this topic because we are seeing relationships fail over petty things. Omuntu bye yali alabye from the start naye ate n'abikuliriza until marriage.
And it's now, and by the time they get done, there are women who have remembered to get out of marriage. You feel like you've wasted your whole youth. You've wasted all your life because you tolerated something that you could have avoided, that could have, and actually you ended up sad the entire time.
Not wasting abuntu budde bwa muntu.
No,
woba mugambiddewo nti ukale nga gwewera binolaba nti no, this ain't going to work for me. No breaking it out nga tonnaba mumanya nga ne tannabeera invested in you. Ng'omanyi nti ne your deal breaker to me. Why are you still wasting someone's time? Or what you take it, I'm still talking to people who are dating with intention.
They're actually on people. Like there's a recent video I watched. She was telling us that for her, she got her husband through listening to God. Like they were going somewhere and then God told her that is your husband. So there are some people who first have to listen to God's and if they go to and pray to God about you and you're not the one, then
sometimes
it's over.
It's even the pastor. I want you to first come and see my pastor. Like tetumala budde. And by the way, those things are even happening in churches right now. Like when you were starting to date, pastor will call both of you and ask, ababoze, are you people going to date? Okay. Do you want us to be involved? It's up to you guys. Anytime you feel like twagala chita, that is all in the first stage. Like, you don't even temuna agenda nyo out, like oba temuna agenda kona out or what you. So
if you're still at that first stage and you have the ability
to stop,
to evaluate
before
and feel like time. This, if you feel this is not working for you, don't. If you feel it is working for you, please go ahead. Let's go to the
next stage. The next stage is where musazewo mugoing out. You've gotten the person's number, they have gotten yours.
You're communicating. Getting to know each other.
Now you're getting to know each other. And then around that stage, omuntu najja nakola obuntu obuli funny, obunyiza, you're still allowed to evaluate. Yes, you're still allowed to evaluate ogambe kale avudde kweri stage atikinze. He's okay, but the next stage is he really okay? Or what you take? For example, I know of a story that I read just a few days ago. Guy he said he met a lady. They had gone for a seminar, and then as they were leaving, again realizing the girl has a car. So now muvuga ne bagenda, and then they exchange numbers and all that. So now they have jumped the first phase. By exchanging numbers, they start talking. And then the guy is like, yes, can we go out now? This is the second stage. You guys are meeting yourselves for the second time. So kakati bagoinze out. And then the baby's like, banange, thank you so much. Guy abasindika omuwala abamwerekera addeyo ngamugamba kwata yaka fuel money. Remember the girl has a car. Ngakola chinga mwaka sente ka fuel. That day ngamunenga, the day closes. Waitawo a week. Guys, like, let us meet again. Very excited. After bamaze okola buli kimu, then guy ngabeba bagenda asaba guy ka fuel money. Guy yagambye yawulira ogunugu nagamba, if you're dating with intention, mba njagala mbeere nga manyi nti no omuntu bwenzija okulaba naye ayagala okundaba. Am I the one who's supposed to buy fuel in your car? After yamuga kati, what the guy did when he left, he stopped talking to the girl. Newaitawo nga weeks satu alaba guy tanyega.
The guy really knew what he wanted.
The guy really wanted the girl. Naye nga tali yakubya sente. The woman was so invested in the transport. Babe nakubira guy. Namugamba nga tokyankubira, is it because of the fuel money? Namugamba, yes, I pay for everything that you eat. I ate and everything. Nesikusaba anything. Why do you expect me to be paying your fuel money? Guy ye mukunyonyola yagambye he was really pissed kubanga kyade kiraga nti no, this relationship was one-sided. I think ekyamazima maybe that wasn't the case. Or what you I think as women we are kind, waliwo abakazi abamu abali really abagala ka transport money ako. Oba kitege regardless oba akozeseza boda oba yevuze ngayagala ka transport money ke. Oba kitege, the women who are like that. But to me the guy sounded like he was really intentional with what he wanted. And that was a deal breaker for him. And that's
this is in this stage is the stage where you're supposed to observe critically.
Exactly.
Because you're going in for something serious, which is the relationship.
Yes, this is the stage where you're supposed to know, am I taking this person to the next level? And that is the relationship stage, right?
If you're the kind of woman who cannot be with someone who doesn't have a job, who actually there's some women who cannot be with people who don't have stable jobs. Like for example, you're a broker. Kati, I'll give the commonest example. Oli broker wa mataka, oli broker wa mayumba. You stomanyi distant is always genda kujja. Kati tuli kwemanya, tanso okumanya ngamba sente zo buli we tumeetinga leero wangambye kaddiiru simati kannayitamu. For example, I have a friend at camp who told me about her campus story. She met some guy, I think they were getting to know each other, same stage. You want to know each other, you know, now you're trying to observe and see if. So this guy takes her out and then orders for food, you know, but the guy told her, order for one plate. I'm not, you know, I'm fine. You know, there's that tendency where they say, I'm okay for you can order. So they order for one plate and then guess what? The amount of money the guy was planning to pay, for the plate of food was from an expectation from a bet that he had placed. So, as they were eating, you know, they're about to finish, get done. You know, that time when they bring in the bill, the guy is busy on his phone, checking, kaisemu, you know, kaisemu. So he's really, there's a lot of uncertainty. So if you notice, that's the right time to notice such kind of uncertainty, because if you go with it, be ready for the repercussions.
Really, that's if you start looking into her pocket.
Yeah. She told me by the time she went back home, she had already decided that he's not the one. Like I mentioned earlier, that this is a very, very important stage, and trust me, these red flags, I don't know if they're the road, that's why we start calling them the red flags, but these red flags are always there. Most times people get lost, especially the men. They usually use this stage to entice you. They entice you with money, they entice you with gifts, they entice you with a lot of things, and then you the woman, you forget to see these small things that were your deal breakers. Like you forget about what you wanted in a person. You see someone gives you a gift, like you know, like namalaga, so because you've gotten the exchange, but you've underlooked that thing, yet it was on your list or it was your deal breaker, and now here you go to the next stage.
By the way, okay, around this stage is where people make some mistakes in relationships. For example, coming late. Do you know that people who find it really disturbing and disrespectful for someone to come late for a date?
It is. It's not just some people. It is.
So avoid mistakes like those. Like, why would someone put shower you because of a petty reason as you came late? Be on time. Be on time. Like you're trying to know someone by making sure that you're there on time. Wobanga mwasazewo ku meeting maybe somewhere over at a particular time and you won't make it at that time, omuntu mugambire mugambe earlier, because we are dealing with adults. People show some level of immaturity around this level, ekibalemesa okubeera with ending up with good people, like we say the example of the fuel money. We also have, that's the same stage where men lie, or I'm speaking about men because I date men, or we women date men, but it's the same. Even women, I'm sure we lie in that stage, but I'm talking about most of people, a lot of people in this stage lie about themselves even. But let me tell you, there is always that reality that doesn't, like, there is always that reality that comes out. The real person usually comes out, that you really need to be open. Like, let us not be so desperate to just go in. And by the way, there are even some small things that someone should look out for. You know, for example, someone can be talking to you politely and humbly, but then all of a sudden wait and a mistake over waitress, and the way the guy reacts is out of this world. You should pay attention to the small stuff. The small, you know, the kindness towards others, or you know, towards even their own family. Sometimes like very rude, like he's very rude to others, but then he can't lie to you that he's a good person. If he's rude to someone else, then he can also be, it can turn around. And exactly, at this stage, for example, someone falls sick or you fall sick, how is he treating you? Almost take it. No matter about anything of but of course sometimes we tend to transition with these things. No gamba maybe just or maybe he just had a bad day or what together, so which is okay. But Kali, let's proceed to the next stage.
Level, yes.
Let's, for example, now you guys are now officially
in a relationship
and boyfriend. Like mwita tags now. Now here, guys, is where the compromise starts. People start compromising at this stage. Why? Because the stage is so someone can easily be like, no. Or watch together. Naye at this stage
when you've invested a lot of time learning them,
so even the stupidest thing he will do or she will do, or jagamba, no, just you keep on having excuses. That's why they say love is what?
Blind. But also love, when it's at its initial stages, it is so young
and cute.
It is so young, like it grows when you know the butterflies in the stomach. You feel like he's from telling you I love you, and even if he shouts at someone else, you really feel like Castai loves me. Like you guys, you don't know. You don't know, but this is a very, very important stage. However, the point here is we're supposed to still make evaluations even at this stage. You have grown. You may think that, okay, at this stage it's automatic, we are going to transition into marriage. No. Sometimes you can evaluate and it doesn't. Sometimes you can evaluate and you're good to go, to move forward. So let's look at some of the
red
things that happen in the relationship stage, and you feel like, now, okay, things that we shouldn't underlook.
Yes, things that shouldn't underlook. Like there should be things you tell yourself, me, I will never do this in my relationship. Or I will always be this. Now the people who have now realized that this weekend wives thing is not working for them.
Yes.
Or what
men take advantage.
Put a limit on some of these things. Like it is not working for them. But if it is working for the partner, the high chances change obutakola continuing. But that is like evaluating
yeah, there are also people who are not okay with at this stage of the relationship. Maybe me, I am not able to give birth until maybe we have done official marriage, or you've come to see my parents. You know, maybe even when you think you're not ready, at least come and visit, such that at least so that they get to know you at my family, or I get to know your family as well, before me having to have an offspring. There are people who don't allow that in their relationship,
and obviously there are people who have put a limit and are really celebrating celibacy, right, where they're not allowing any intercourse before marriage.
Yes, I have seen those. Yes, especially the church people who are church people.
Yes,
they always tell them, or I don't know, maybe it's their personal decisions, but if it's your personal decision, it's very, very okay. There are also people who are who look out for things like security in a relationship. If you're this kind of man, you know, wait, you know, when someone comes to intimidate you run away. Like those things that really matter.
I remembered something. There is a time a girl was telling us a story. But she was moving with the guy. Then I'm tapping a cabina. So the girl was there standing waiting
for the guy to react.
But she said, I was waiting. My God.
They miss that guy.
But the girl felt like she wants to die. Like the relationship is automatically over. But she went back home and said,
and evaluated.
If anything of that sort happens to me again, that's
the security I'm talking about. You know, it's at that stage where some people choose to move in. Maybe after 3, 6, 1 year, whatever amount you know of time you guys choose for yourselves. Some people move in. So after you moving in, imagine a thief has come to attack us in the night, during the day. You know, nowadays thieves are everywhere. So if I expect security, safety from you, my person, my man, I expect you to be the one at the front. I'm not saying go and fight with everyone who comes, but at least show some man. Like tulage ko at least fight for me. Who doesn't want, you know?
But and besides, when you're talking about the security part of it, it also involves doing the small repairman things at work. But those things are so nice. When you see the guy like
repairing water,
and then you tell him, Aunt Katritega, you feel like, you know, remote cargo day, then
I gave my man to repair. He repaired it.
You know, oh, he got it. You know those things.
Yes, for sure. We expect. Let me say it as an expectation.
Yes,
we expect a man
to do this.
To be a man. I mean, like, I'm not saying to do them. I feel like that's part of being a man. Like, be a lead in everything.
For example, you know these things of princesses falling. You're supposed to be the one to
when you're tripping. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, we are still looking at evaluation, and this evaluation, by the way, is not only supposed to be done on your partner. It's also supposed to be yourself as well. Even you're supposed to evaluate yourself and be like, now am I also playing my role in this relationship? If I said, you know, I'm going to be doing this, or I am expected to do this as a woman, expected to do this and this, are you actually playing your role? You know, the women, most, like nowadays, I see it's like common. A lot of women in relationships, they tend to push the relationship to be only to the man. Like, it's the man who's supposed to do for me everything. It's like as if you're still at the other first stage where you're pleasing each other. At this point, we're supposed to all put in effort because we are in it. We all accepted to be in this relationship, and we're supposed to do we're supposed to all play our parts. Don't expect the man, much as he's the leader and everything, but don't expect him to be the one to give you gifts, only the one to give you this, only the one to do this. You know, I expect that you evaluate yourself. Am I also playing my role? You can find that the relationship is not working well because of your bad manners. Probably you're the one who is rude, you're disrespectful, you know, togambwako linatagambwako webagambako ku kino you know sala wire no you know. So sometimes you have to evaluate yourself newera banti
And by the way, now that you're talking about relationships, waliwo time in a relationship, I feel like waliwo kubera wo time over limits. For example, there is this girl that I saw on the internet. A guy proposed to her. I think we all watched. A guy proposed to her after 10 years.
Yes.
Guys, which relationship are you building? Do you know that if you started that relationship and got a kid in year 1, that kid would be 10 years by then? And I noticed a lot of things in that video, but try to elaborate for us because I know you're excited about it.
No, well, okay, so this gentleman proposed to this lady after 10 years. For me, 10 years could not be a problem because you never know, they can have agreed on it that maybe we shall get married after 10 years. But it was the way he proposed. So the lady is driving, they are probably going back home or going somewhere together. The guy is at the co-driver seat and then the lady, you know, is here. So he gets out a ring out of his pocket and just tells her that, hey, so and so, will you marry me? And the lady's like, what is this? What are you doing? What is, you know, her reaction was really bad. Like, she was so sad. She actually, for her main point was, after 10 years, you're doing this. You understand? So after 10 years,
something simple,
something weird. It's not simple. That's weird. Like, how do you propose to me? I am driving. I have to concentrate when I am driving. So what are you doing? So I stop, and then, you know. So anyway, she was asking, what is this? What are you doing after 10 years? And then you choose to propose like this. There is no romantic gesture. You've not done anything. Like, you've not, you know, asked me. You've not asked me out. It's not on a date. It's not without any flowers, without anything. You're just telling me this. And guess what? The guy's reaction was weird as well.
Yeah, he was talking about how his ring is so expensive,
and then you're reacting.
It took a lot of time. How the girl has been always bothering her to give her a ring. Those are the things he was mentioning as to why you should take the ring, because for me the ring is, you know, expensive. You know. But I feel like there was just a lot of lack of evaluation. How can you wait 10 years for a ring? Or what you take it? Like, if you're starting a relationship, like I said, dating intentionally, like, give
yourself a limit.
Yes. Oh, you know, a limit. No gamba.
So can you
if you're not really like, what are we doing? Or what you take it? To setting a date yo kwanjura. To setting a date yo kuchala. Are you with me in this? Or what you take it? So if someone is not at that stage, banangi, relationships lead to marriage.
That was very unromantic. I mean, who doesn't want to be proposed to the romantic way? Which lady out there doesn't want, you know, to be given, to be asked out, you know, babe, we're going for a date, we're going here to the Maldives, and then we're going, you know, just for a date. It's something simple, it's just me and you, and then you go and find a surprise, and then your friends are there, and then, you know, they're asking you, will you be my wife? I mean, this thing that you're asking me to be, will you be my wife? That's the next stage, marriage. It is something huge. Therefore, I expect you to put in your all. Like, I expect you to genuinely ask it from the bottom of your heart.
Of where you're waiting for a yes or a no. And guess what? She said no.
She said no. She said, I mean, what is this? So for her, that was her moment. That was her moment of, man, I'm so done with this. What is this nonsense? You know? But like you said, it gives us something to learn. Let's not wait that long before we evaluate. Within the relationship, I'm sure the guy was very disrespectful.
Exactly.
Because of the way he even reacted.
He didn't even say anything like, I love you in the video. Not even a sorry. Like, I'm sorry, I kind of thought this would be romantic, but if it is not, well, that
then
is okay.
Let's try next time or what. Nothing. Like, he was just a very rude, I don't even know if rude is the best word, but it was just really bad, ugly. But we're saying that maybe within the stages before, not even the stages, during the 10 years there in between, you can find that the guy has been doing a lot of those things, and the girl has been bearing.
Yes, okay.
She has been accepting this guy to step on her all the time, you know, and this is the result of it.
In the video, I had her saying, I told you I was ready after 5 years in the relationship. The girl literally told the guy, now I'm ready to be your wife. I'm just waiting for you to propose. And now she was saying, now you wait extra more 5 years to ask. I'm not interested. But then I'm asking myself, why is it that this is the time now your eyes are being opened? Why didn't
he say that's the time he got money? He responded. He said, this is the time I'm now ready. It's the time I've managed to get money that can buy you the ring, you know. But I mean, in this Uganda, like for example here in Uganda, there are a lot of small commitments that you can do to show that you love someone in the right time. You can do kuchala, you can do kwanjula, and you proceed with your developments. Thereafter, then you can officially get married. But at least, yes, don't just, you know, let people's children waste their times on you. Even yourself, you're wasting your own time. Now imagine they've all wasted their 10 years together, and it's all now a mess. It's all now down. Whether they have children, we don't know, but it's because of evaluation, lack of evaluation.
Yes.
So had she evaluated this in their first year of dating, probably we wouldn't have seen this.
In the relationship is where you get into the intricate things around this man, right? For example, his relationship with his parents, his relationship with his siblings, relationship with his friends or even kids if he has any, right? This is when you try and find out how is he treating these people, because the way he is treating those people,
not even treating alone, there is also the responsibilities. Do you know that you can go into a relationship, everything is well, everything is okay between you, he treats even them well, but the responsibility is too much on him. Like for example, he's the one who is paying school fees for his 8 siblings. He's the one who has to provide for his parents in the village. Probably they don't work. He's the one who is paying tuition for his cousins whose parents died and they are now taking. He's the one doing that. He's the one, like, a lot of responsibilities on him. So on your side, there are two things. We're not telling you to leave a man who has a lot of responsibilities. It's upon you. We're saying, when you look at that and you feel like, oh well, I'm so proud of my man, he's such a responsible man. Yes, you can look at it in such a good way. Go on. Exactly. Yeah, he's really such a good man, and surely God will bless him. But there are some people who will not be okay with that. I mean,
and there is also a scenario, like earlier what I was saying, like this man doesn't even have all those responsibilities from maybe a well-to-do family or what, but his relationship with these people, how often does he talk to his parents? How often? Because usually a man who has mentors and people he fears, even if it's not his parents but his guardians,
look up to.
Yes. You know, does he have people he looks up to? People that when you call them in case of anything, he will respond.
Oh, they can speak to him and he will hear.
Yes. So there should be some kind of fear. When there is someone who will tell you, me, I've taken like a year without talking to my mom.
Yes, but it can be probably a parent, also a church leader.
Yeah, it could be a church leader. Yeah, even his conversations with these people. Or in a guy, like, you know, my mom did this. You see my cousin. Man, don't you have a family?
An island. He came from Mars.
No, not church. At this time is where you even find out, is this man church going, or is he this, is he really God fearing? In the relationship section, that is when you get to know, like I said, you get to know the intricate details about him, right? Does he go to church? Does he have responsibilities?
Does he even believe in God?
There is even these seminars for men. I hear about single men's something where men go and talk to older men who motivate them career-wise and all that.
Everything, yes. I've seen them, a lot of them.
Like, all these things.
Is your man ready for growth?
Yes.
Is your man ready even to tolerate you? Like, when you grow. Let me say you've also chosen to grow. You've chosen, like, personal growth, like we spoke about in the previous video. You've chosen personal growth, but is your man ready to see you grow? Is he happy with your growth? In case you've gotten like a job, a better job or a better business, you've started to break through in everything that you're doing, is he happy for you? You know, there are men who get intimidated by women's success. They feel like, ha, onagina kumpita konyo, onagina kumpisa mwamaso, kati kafunye kusente, tagina kudamu kugambwako. Like, they're just imagining it in their heads, yet you yourself, you've not changed. You've just grown, you've gotten maybe luck, you know, your breakthrough, and surely God has blessed you. So is your man okay with your growth? And is also he probably willing to grow in some points in his life?
In evaluating, there should be things you should ask your partner to evaluate where the relationship is going or heading, right? Okay, where do you see us in the next 2 years? Omuntu alina okuteekamu ka point kangenda kwanjula oba ngenda kola bwenti oba mbadde planninga nze n'abantu bange twetegeke to come to your place oba kitegeera it could be not 2 years, it could be maybe 3 years later, naye nga alina okubanga
mentioningako somewhere that, hey, you know what, nina ka deal kengenda okukola naye ezo sente wenzifuna njagala tukole kino ne bwekiti. It may not even be marriage alone, it can also be something developmental.
Exactly.
It can be, you know, olaba omuntu nti are moving forward, are taking us steps on everything. By the way, it's such a big red flag for men who are stagnant. A man ngatava mchifo. For me, personally, like, it's such a really big red flag. Tolowoza you're just very comfortable with where you are. I think the sad note is even where you are is not like siwalongi what is okay what is but it can't be your best. Can't you move forward? Like, can't you take the next step? For me, the moment you're stagnant, I give you a limit, and if I feel like tova then that's also something to consider. There are women who also stagnate themselves by staying with stagnant men. Gomukazi, you would have progressed, but because you're with a partner who is stagnant, then you also find yourself being stagnant. Nemane mwesanga muli myaka abiri awo muzadde abaana mukaaga abaana munana, and you guys are in the same place 20 years ago, 20 years now, same things, same routine, same everything, same, like,
you're right. So guys, the question goes back to you. Are you evaluating yourself? Are you evaluating your relationship? Are you evaluating that man or woman you're with, right?
Like you saw in the first stage of evaluation, first stage where you need to start evaluating. Tonayingiraluji, evaluate. You've entered, evaluate. You've moved some steps, evaluate. Even in the next stage, which could be marriage, which could be a forever after, please keep evaluating, because we are human beings. We change. Things change. A lot of things influence us to change. But when you keep evaluating, it helps you to also keep track on your personal growth. Sometimes when you don't evaluate your relationship, your marriage, it also contributes to your lagging behind in other sectors of your life.
Yeah.
So evaluate even in your marriage. Evaluate even after 10 years, 20 years, Evaluating doesn't mean that evaluate and leave. Evaluate and correct things. Remember, to Gambia, evaluation can be about you as well. I really had a problem, but I've worked on it and I'm ready to work on it, or I'm working on it. I have sought out for maybe coaches, counselors, they're helping me out on it. Yes, like, it doesn't mean leave. It means you can also evaluate and you work on it, and you guys are living better, because sometimes we stress each other over things that we can solve. That's the point. So relationship evaluation is a very, very important thing. And if you're married, single, any kind of
dating,
in that center of dating, relationship, marriage, please evaluate. But now, as we are concluding, we'd like to encourage you to evaluate each other, evaluate yourselves, but most importantly, evaluate by subscribing,
liking,
yes,
and
subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.